Hey, boy, did this project ever fail fast. Okay, I picked up this scanner. It does work. I'll show in a moment or two the pattern on the wall. Cost me $3.99. My original plan was to mount this outside, point it towards the house during festive seasons or Halloween, and then have the pattern projected there, rotating around, etc. Then I realized, wait, better check regulations. And I live within 10 kilometers of an airport. And you are not allowed to use laser pointers, etc., outside unless it's for work and educational purposes due to the within 10 kilometers. But the fine's around $1,000. So that's not a good idea. And of course, if I was foolish to point this towards an airplane, the fine's $100,000 and or 5 years in prison. So I had a bright idea. Nope, can't hear the wife groan on that one. She's not home right now. The idea was I would take the laser in here, replace it with a color changing LED, stick a little cap on it, use a heat gun to bring this part down. That way you get a fairly tight beam coming out going to the mirrors. Great idea until I took this and plugged it into a power bank. And it requires the signal lines to be active. So that wasn't going to work. Unless I stuck this outside with attached to a computer or figured out the protocols, etc. And no, that's not going to happen. So I've started to look into the innards of this. This is going to become a tear down. And I've now stripped both of these threads, and they don't want to come out. But I have a tool for everything, and not a mallet. If I can get my metal shears in here. Maybe I don't have a tool for everything. There goes one of them. Oh, the other one, nope, it just decided, it just simply broke out of the plastic. Good screw. Okay, let's try the other one then. There we go. It's open. Camera better be running because that thing only had one shot at it. So, let's see what's inside here. I've got a button already falling out up the side, and it's spring. Okay, oh, there we go. Probably want to do this way. Decided to zoom down on this. So once I disconnect this, what it has in here is the speaker, probably to go beep beep that you've actually scanned something. Get that out of the way. Bring this in, and now I'll zoom down. Now I'm zoomed down on it. I'll show the pattern on the wall now, so you can see that it was working. I did have to have it hooked up to the computer though. So here's a handheld scanner. I'm about 2.5 feet away from the wall here. So there's a omnidirectional pattern. I'm going to push the button on it. So it actually can switch between a single line, or the other. Looks like it holds on single line for a while, then switches back. So this does function. It has to be hooked up to something like a computer so that it actually has the transmit receive lines working also. If you just hook it up to a UPS or power supply, nope, you don't get anything. So let's take a close up look at this. I am just going to take it all out. It's got these nice little shock absorbers, because let's face it, this thing probably would get dropped quite often. Bring it up. There we go. Here's the communications, which is my downfall. It goes into a nice little ribbon cable into here. There is the laser. Shock, no, not, these are for the shock absorbing. So I guess you can do little adjustments here for fine tuning the laser coming over and hitting this mirror, which is gold colored. And shock falls off. This mirror seems to vibrate. It's got a little solenoid by the looks of, yep, on the back side of it. Yeah, more shock absorbers. Here's the motor for the mirrors in there. Let me just hook this up and get everything rotating. Okay, I've got it hooked up to my Acer. This is an oldie. It's a Windows XP. I've got a little barcode here for a hummingbird. And when I run it across, Notepad is actually set so that it checks the COM port. And there you go. And it is the same number, 628-340-23035, 4. So this thing is actually fully working. Let's get that out of the way. Let's see. I'm now gonna get the computer pushed over a bit. Okay, I am zoomed down. If you have a thing with red flashing lights, you better look away. So there it is, spinning around and around. I'm just going to take something and... So that little solenoid that's in the back there is moving this. And if you look down in there, all you see is a blur, and that is the reflector rotating around real fast. I will unplug it from the computer. It eventually stops. There we go. And you can see the rest of it there. I'm just going to take a little bit and get this old computer out of the way, then we'll take a closer look. At first, what do I have on this computer here? Come on. Focus, there we go. Okay, all your one game. Mystic 3. Never did finish that one. Age of Empire. Age of Empires. And some map stuff. So, now back to the barcode reader. To save a bit of time, I've removed the 3 screws on this. Okay, you got your push button here. We can zoom in. Actually, you can see most of the chip numbers there. Most of these are going to be specialty chips. Here we have the sensor. And it kind of looks like there could be multiple filters in there. You have to remember, it's only looking for contrast. It doesn't matter how thick the line is, it's just looking for contrast. Yeah, Little LED here. Okay, everything looks nice and reflective. Let's take it over here. Let's just slowly go around it. Okay, this is going down to the motor. So this part in here is probably going to be speed control. It's a 4-wired motor. Yeah, that might be useful for something. Lots of capacitors. Another probably proprietary chip. Let's see if I can. ATMEL. Oh, it's an ARM chip. This one here. Who knows? Well, let's just flip this over now. As I said, I took the screws out. I'm probably going to have to disconnect that one. Definitely looks like they built this to be abused. And I might as well disconnect the laser. There we go. And which is this going to? Oh, this is going to the solenoid and to the LED. There we go. And it comes out a lot easier. Yeah. And need to take this one off. Okay. There we go. So there's the board on this side. Let's flip it over. Oops, there we go. Lots and lots of components. Let's see if I can get it in focus. LM358 down. I think that's an 8 down here in the corner. Let's see if I can go. An HC4066 18K. And a weird chip there. Let's take a second, and that was mounted like that. Weird chip is pointing down onto this surface. I wonder if it's just counting the rotation speed, in which case it's going to have a transmitter on one side and a receiver on the other. Maybe. Don't know. You're not getting a schematic out of this one. Sorry. Oh. A trim pot here. Let's take a look at the body here. Move it over a bit. Huh. Very smooth action. Boy, does that edge ever feel sharp. There's a little doohickey here. I'm just going to get a closer look at that. Okay, it's hard to see, but it looks like right there, oops, it has a piece of metal coming out and going over. And if it's lined up right there, then it might just be using that as the mark for counting RPM. And then probably feeds it back into a feedback system. I was trying to figure out if this here is just clear plastic or glass with a coating, but it's so reflective. Looking in at the edges of it, like right here, clearly it's not colored all the way through, and it might just be on the edge. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. But it sure is fancy, and when you take a look at, if I didn't have that in the way, that rotates very smoothly. So that's about it for this one. As I say, all the chips are going to be probably custom. I can take that off. But yeah, I can't see really in there. Maybe if I get destructive, I'll actually pull the can apart. But I want to first off figure out if there's any way I can bypass the communication part. So maybe at some point I'll do a short 1 minute update on this. I plan on doing an update at near end of year to cover anything that I've kind of missed, botched, or just need to add. So that's it for this thing. Not bad engineering in it. Sure does look cute. Well, have a good one.